Describe what the march and rally here in Beverly Hills was like, the Trump rally.
It's something out of this world. It's amazing. 4 months ago we started, 40 of us. Shiva Bagheri is the organizer. I'm the other Shiva. I helped out. And yesterday we were more than 5,000 people in the park and marching, not to count the people in the cars passing by with the flags, with Trump and American flags. It was overwhelming yesterday.
Was the California GOP, the Republican?
No. Just a private citizen, Shiva Bagheri. She's the one who started it, and we backed her up, and we brought it to this level. And people are driving from Calabasas, Agoura Hills, some from Palm Springs sometimes, from Orange County. They just come to be with us in the heart of Beverly Hills.
What draws all these folks to come to this event?
Patriotism, the love of America, love of freedom, love of hope, love of humanity.
Well, don't the Democrats hold the same patriotism?
They don't, but we have a lot of walkaways among us. I'm one of them.
When you say walk away?
Walk away means they used to belong to the Democratic Party, but they are no longer a part of them because they know all the truth and the fake narrative that's being fed to them, to us, to me, it was. So everybody now is coming to the truth.
The truth. What's the truth about the Democratic Party?
The truth about them, unfortunately, sadly, it's all about lies. It's all about lies. Socialism, Islamism. You say something about the radical Islam, you're an Islamophobe all of a sudden. That is not right. Because radical Islam is not even good to modern Muslims. So that's who they are. So this is not about being Islamophobe. It's about loving this country, and we who have come from hellholes to this country, we know that if this country goes down, there is nowhere else to go. And we don't want America to become a Venezuela or a second Iran or Cuba or China. So we are here to fight for it.
Who does Iran hope will win this election?
Biden. The Democrats, because they want to go back into whatever deal they have. Biden has said he has met with the mullahs of Iran. He has met with the people who are in bed with Khamenei, and they're all in bed together. Nayak and the lobbyists, and they can't wait to get back into power and lift the sanctions and give more money to the Islamic regime of Iran, which is a terrorist regime. So we won't let that happen. You know, the day I became a citizen, I gave an oath to protect this country against its enemies. And that's what I'm doing. That's what we all are doing. We are here to defend this country, tooth and nail.
It was revealed that the Biden family, including Joe, has received lots of support from the Communist Party of China. Do you suppose that the Islamists of the Gulf and Iran?
They are also. China is also taking over Iran. They have a big chunk of Iran in the south. They already have their soldiers. 5,000 they had 2-3 months ago. They have been sucking the life out of whatever life is left in Iran. They're sucking the rest of it out, tearing apart Iran. So China and Iran have a big part in it, yes.
So why are there so many Persian Democrats in West LA and Westwood?
Unfortunately, I cannot understand. Some of them have good hearts, some have their heads in the sand, but I call them traitors. That's the only thing I can think of. Because they firsthand have been through the Islamo-Nazi regime, the revolution, the satanic revolution of Iran, 1978. And for them not to know what their parents went through or what they went through as children, it just doesn't make sense. How could you see that and not learn your lesson?
Well, what about the influence of the mainstream media?
Mainstream media has a big part of it.
And social pressure?
Media. Yeah, that's what I used to listen. CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC.
Yeah.
And of course, when you listen to all of them, they repeat the same thing over and over again. How could you think they're lying to you? You think, they're journalists and they're just reporting you the facts. Yesterday we had people who had big signs, BLM, Biden laptop matters.
Yes.
I loved that sign yesterday. It was one of my favorite ones yesterday.
Because the emails.
Yeah, the emails matter. And the journalists, these news media, they're not going after it. They don't even want to know the truth. What's going on? Tell us the truth. Let's investigate. Is it true or it's not true? But nobody's talking about it.
Yes. Is there a social pressure even within the Iranian community to not support Trump? And
yes.
Is there?
Yes. Some Persian radios. There are a couple of them, 6:70 a.m. with some very influential people. Unfortunately, I personally used to look up to them. And another radio, Radio Hamra, it's called. They keep feeding people with lies and hatred against the president constantly. We have tried to stop them, but unfortunately they're using their freedom of speech. Unfortunately, under freedom of speech, they're saying anything they want.
So, seeing all these people of various ethnicities and races coming together, a different social strata, what did it do to you yesterday?
My patriotism, I cried a few times. I was so overwhelmed and happy. I just couldn't contain myself. I cried. A few times I cried.
You feel some sense of pride in
yes.
what you brought together?
Yes.
And that it's a Persian-Jewish initiative?
Persian-Jewish initiative, yeah.
How about the acceptability of Israel as an issue? Do you find that the attendees...
Absolutely, of course. Many of us, we have Israel flags among us. Many
yes.
bring them. They bring the original Iranian flag, the one with the lion and the sun, the original, the one of the Shah, of the Pahlavi dynasty. And many Jews are behind this because President Trump, United States, have stood with Israel. Look at the peace deals that we just had. 4 years ago, it seemed impossible. But
yes.
thanks to President Trump, it happened. It's like a miracle. Who would have thought? Nobody's talking about it. How come? These are like miracles. Talk about it. Praise the man. Thank him. But God is good. God is protecting this country. And I believe his force of nature, he's sent by God to protect this country and just be also an ally for Israel. We need Israel. Israel needs us.
Now, the elections in Israel are typically trustworthy. Yeah. But how about in Iran?
No, not at all. No.
How about with the Democrats here today? Do you think that they are organized through the secretaries
they did everything
of state?
they could. I know of many people who were registered to vote in person. They were switched to mail-in ballot. Mail-in ballot, many of them. I know many friends. And this morning I found out many of them received the ballots. There was no Donald J. Trump on their ballots.
On the printed ballot?
On the printed ballots.
So there was no way that they could vote?
No, unless they came here in person and picked up a ballot and put it in the polling machine.
What do you think about Governor Newsom of California forcing so many mail-in votes?
We are working on bringing him down, recalling him. We are collecting signatures. He's a crook. He's a sellout. He doesn't know what he's doing. I call him Emperor Newsom. He's been doing everything in his power, everything he could to destroy our lives. We are losing our homes. I've been married for 32 years. We have worked hard. We have a house. For the past 4 or 5 months, we had to put it in the market to sell it because of this scamdemic. Our works, our jobs went down. Our incomes went down. So we cannot afford it. Our businesses have gone down. Our families, I see families, many around me are getting divorced. Many children, young generation, they are into drugs. This scamdemic has devastated many lives. It has destroyed many lives here. So I'm praying to God we can recall him. We can send somebody who cares for this state and can bring California back. In fact, yesterday I was walking at the beach. I posted some images from the beach and I wrote, let's please bring back City of Angels. Let's save California. Let's not leave, but fight to save it. Because we have the most beautiful city, the most beautiful state, the most beautiful weather, the most beautiful beaches. Let's save it. Let's work together, come together and save it. And it seems we will do it. After the election, we are not done. We will fight to save Los Angeles and California. We will do it. We will make it. We will not be leaving. This is our home.
Is there a pressure for conformity with the mask and the compliance?
There is. I haven't been wearing. After June 1st, I stopped wearing it outside. I was in the lockdown for a couple of months. They wanted me to, like everybody else. Once the riots, the funerals started, and it was okay for them. COVID wouldn't spike because of the funerals or the demonstration or the lootings or riots. I knew it was BS. I knew they were using us. These are globalist mobs. Whatever their agenda is, it's not to our benefit. So from June 1st, I have not been wearing a mask. They stopped me, they want to ticket me. I say, this is my right. I have health issues, you cannot make me wear a mask.
Have people on the street tried to shame you?
They do, but I tell them, you're wearing the mask, so why would you worry about me? I'm responsible for my own life.
Now, Mayor Garcetti of Los Angeles, he said that people should turn in, they should snitch on their neighbors. Is that what life is like in Iran?
That's what Nazi Germany did. That's what they did in Iran.
And communists?
78, communist countries.
Do they still do that in Iran? If people are doing things that are...
They started doing it in 78. Yeah, and I was 13. I had to wear a hijab to go to school. I refused. That's when we left. And they made us. And the mask is becoming the same thing, hijab. That they made us do, now this is the same with masks. They're taking our freedom away from us. Yeah. And the masks do not work. We all know that the masks do not work.
You think there might be a connection between Gulf Arab Muslim money and trying to force Americans to tolerate, but because we used to look down on Muslim women wearing masks in America, and now suddenly they're making
in America,
all of us
we
wear
never
them.
look down at anybody. Unfortunately or fortunately, in America, we were never a racist. We never made anybody
but we
feel
felt
that they didn't belong
people
here.
felt bad that these women were forced
they have influence. They have an agenda. They want to take over. They want to take over White House. They have the way Jihad Omar has taken over Minneapolis, which I'm hearing they will go red big time. Hopefully, God willing. They have been doing it, trying to do it all over US, the way they did it in Europe. That's their agenda, peaceful jihad. So, but these are globalists. I know Pope is in bed with them, Soros at top of the iceberg, France, England, and they're using Italy, they're using other countries in Europe. Nobody talks about Sweden that never, closed, never had a lockdown. But they all talk about this spike in the numbers. Okay, I have many friends, family, who got it 4 months ago, last week, 2 weeks ago. In Italy, it was a heart flu. They got it, they stayed at home for 2 weeks, they're fine. Thank God they're healthy. Even the ones who were not given hydroxychloroquine. So it's not that they took it and they're alive. It's a bad flu. You cannot lock down a country or a state because you're scared. Hundreds of thousands of people die of flu every year, or hundreds of thousands of people die in car crash. They don't stay at home. We need to live our lives.
And they don't paralyze the economy.
Of course, that's their whole agenda. Paralyze economy, globalism, one world order. No. Donald Trump told them in Davos, there won't be any one world order. There won't be any communism, socialism in America. That's when Soros said 2020 Donald Trump is leaving. We will prove to him that he's not going anywhere. He's here to stay, and we are here to back him up. We are here to fight tooth and nail to protect this great country that embraced us and took us in and protected us.
Are the Persian-Americans behind this?
Most of them, 90%, yes. They have learned their lesson. The 10-20% that they didn't, hopefully we will have the upper hand. Hopefully.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For voting early and encouraging other people to make sure that...
Absolutely. We brought 4 people today. We will bring more people sometime this week.
Okay.
We are helping everybody, and we are encouraging everybody to vote in person. We have to make our voices heard. Not let the fraud go ahead of us. This won't happen here. We will not let it happen here, Scott.
Amen.